Dr. Karen here with another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest, and this is for the first official week of February 2018. So last week I was talking to you guys about the ascension process, and currently we're in the what's called the ascension integration and grounding phase of the cycle, which means that now these newer ascension energies that have come up over the last little cycle are now integrating and grounding. And I am one, I have to admit, that have some difficulty. My physical body has some difficulty or challenges related to integrating all aspects of the ascension in all parts of my body. So sometimes there'll be like one type of cell or one type of my body part or system that isn't fully integrating the ascension easily. And sometimes I just need to know this information so I can help others as well. And so once I'm aware of it, oftentimes the God team can go, and get that done for me to integrate and ground it. So check yourself if you're, having any issues at all, like sleep issues or pain issues, or, what I tend to get is like numbing down my arm, things like that, or headache issues, whether or not you're fully able to, in all parts of your body, mind, and soul, able to fully integrate and ground the newest ascension energy. So you're going to have to keep doing this over and over again because we just get newer energies, open up to newer dimensions. And so it's an ongoing process, just like, brushing your teeth or washing your hair or, taking a shower. I mean, these are things that we just keep doing. They're positive habits. And so these are positive spiritual habits or energetic habits, you could say. So that should last a few more days, and then we're going to be back into what's called the expansion cycle. We expand to higher dimensions, and that's when our clairsentience and our clairs go up and our ability to empathize go up. So just keep in mind that if you have some emotional things going on that could be related to that, but hopefully not. I think what's really important is, don't necessarily have to look for stuff. Negative stuff to happen, because sometimes there's some sense of camaraderie if we all have negative symptoms. We don't want that to happen. We don't want to feel like we're part of a tribe just because of our wounds, right? We want to be part of a tribe to contribute, to share our joy and energy. So just go ahead and just make that intent to cancel out any parts of you, including the subconscious mind, that needs wounds and symptoms in order to connect. It's not necessary. So a couple of interesting things that I want to share with you. One is I just want to, shout out to many of my light warriors in the Unlock Your Superpowers program. We recently had our second live call for the second set of the Unlock Your Superpowers program. I just want to read off, some of the just really amazing wins that people have had. I'm just so proud of folks. And so Karen says, my big win after Dr. Karen did an abundance assessment on me was I made $900 in 1 week and was able to purchase this package. It was so synchronistic, and that they paid me right before the first live group call. I ended up buying the package at 11 a.m. The call was on 11:30 that day. I'm so happy to be here. So thank you, Karen, and we are so happy to have you as part of the Unlock Your Superpowers group. Lynn mentioned my big win today actually happened a couple weeks ago. I couldn't wrap my head around it, that it was real, so I waited for it to settle in, so here it is. I had a big medical bill from the hospital when I broke my wrist in July, over $5,000. I put in for financial support since I was not working, so I put an intention to the universe that all my needs and my medical bills will be taken care of, and a letter came and said, your bill is 100% paid in full. Thanks, superpowers. Thanks, universe. And thank you, Lynn, for sharing. I just that makes me so happy. Now, Aditya said, and this really made me tear up during the call. He said, my brother gave me 90,000 Indian rupees. Aditya had been crying because of failure in manifesting. He felt was nothing at all. He couldn't manifest anything. He had any career, wasn't able to go out, but his, brother gave it to him as a gift from the bottom of his heart, and because of that, he's now able to get a one-on-one call with me and be part of this group, and I'm just so thrilled for him. It was such a touching story, so thank you for sharing that. And Carolyn said, I think my biggest win has been about learning to truly forgive. Based on my recent experience, it's a tough process, but an enlightening journey. It's helped me to make room for new job prospects. Yay, Carolyn! And that is really huge. We know from Jenny No's work that forgiveness of others, and self-responsibility all have to be at 100% for us to be fully abundant, financially abundant in the way that we want to be, in a positive, full integrity, $100,000 a year or greater way. Those all three have to be 100% consistently. So forgiveness is huge. So thank you for sharing that. And Kim, I didn't get your whole big win written down, but I did want to mention your big win as well. Is that Kim's big win is a new monthly income that she wasn't expecting, and that is totally awesome. Yay! Um, we actually worked on some verbiage this week about, what words to use sometimes, the energy behind how do you say no to someone, and in Monica's case, how do you fire someone who's a volunteer who isn't a good match for the program. And so if you are a part of the Unlock Your Superpowers program and you did and you were in the first group and you bought the upgrade, that will be in your portal within the next 24 to 48 hours. Jen or Jake will put it in the portal for you, so you can listen to the replay and just see a lot of the ahas that have come up during that and some of the healings that we've done, some very specific ones, and you see how we do the testing as well. And I think the really cool part was I got to do some, coaching, mentoring stuff, not just the healing, about how you can say things, in a way that hopefully doesn't piss the other person off, and certain words or phrases that you can use that are non-judgmental, that are non-blaming, but still get your point across, that you can share, and then maybe even high-level sharing in terms of being fully transparent about how you feel. And it's tough to be that advanced in your communication skills, and we're all working on it, including myself. So listen to that replay if you're part of that program, because I think you'll really, really love it. The other thing I want to thank folks for is the folks part of the Light Warrior Revolution, the monthly program where we share the advanced Topocanic Healing Master Classes on how to do evaluations. So January was our first month we launched, and we worked on fatigue, and that's a huge symptom. And we did the recorded video training where we talked about 5 major sections that you can muscle test around how to evaluate fatigue. And then on the live call, we had our model, one of our VIP, to model, how do you actually do the evaluation in real time? How do you do the healing in real time? So that's now recorded and put in the module portals, in the portals, for those of you part of the Light Warrior Revolution program. And we sent out an email to all those in the Light Warrior Revolution monthly program to ask you what topics you want next, because your vote is really, really important as to what order we do these topics. There's a lot of great topics. So I'm just going to read out to you what we have right now for the folks that have voted. So if you have not voted and want to vote, so go check in your email. Jennifer sent it earlier last week, I believe, a survey link, so you can do the survey and tell us what do you want to do next. So we're going to kind of do the most number of votes wins kind of thing for the next topics. But let me tell you the ones that have tied so far. We don't have a clear winner yet. We've got insomnia, sleep difficulties, how to assess and heal that, feeling sad or depressed, anxious or on edge, respiratory symptoms was another one, constipation or diarrhea, brain fog, and memory issues. So those are the top ones that people have voted so far. So I encourage you, if you're part of the Light Warrior Revolution program, to go ahead and do that survey, because it'll help me help you. Because guess what? In a few days, I'm going to be recording the next training for the next Topocanic Healing Masterclass. And then we've also set up a schedule. Now Jen knows, Jennifer, my assistant, knows the schedule for our future live Light Warrior classes. And so while we're getting, this going and a lot of wheels turning, I apologize for those of you who've gotten multiple different emails from the past that I've repeated, because we just changed email providers. And so we're just trying to get that sorted out so the new folks can still get those emails that they're supposed to get, and the folks that were in the program previously that did not, do anything recently but got all these new emails will stop getting the new emails. So cross our fingers, that'll work out. Okay, so one of the things I want you to check in to see if those of you that do divine muscle testing ask this. So if one has excess fat cells that is not necessarily necessary for energy, or whatever, it's extra, it's not necessary, is it possible to convert it? And what I'm getting right now is that it's currently at our current ascension level is not possible yet to convert it directly to just chi and energy, basically dissolve it and then directly convert it to energy. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's like a block for me personally, so maybe you can check that out for me. I'd really appreciate it. What I am getting, though, is for me personally that if there is excess fat cells, that we can reprogram them to be a different cell type. And we know that cells can have that what's called pluripotent or a pluripotentiality, meaning that as a stem cell, you can actually create a stem cell and create any other cell from the stem cell. So what we're asking is, as a mature fat cell, in this case, can we get it back to that stem cell stage, and then we can go and convert it to some other cell, maybe one that we need, or maybe one that we need more of. So ask some questions and tell me what you get. I'd love to hear what answers you get from source, because sometimes, the way I'm interpreting it may not be absolutely, correct. I might be missing something, and maybe the way that you're hearing it may really help me. So I appreciate that if you would, help me out with that question. The other question I had is, now, my good friend Cathy Hohmeyer, who's going to be on the show on Monday talking about the benefits of chocolate. And the funny thing is that I like making chocolate mostly to feed other people. But, I'll eat it from time to time. And I'm not a big advocate of chocolate as a therapy for various reasons. But Cathy loves chocolate. She's done some specific training around chocolate and the benefits of chocolate. So I'm going to be open-minded, and we're going to discuss this on Monday. And Cathy does, of course, as many of you know, energy healing in her own right. She just recently launched her latest program, Healing the Multidimensional Body from source to cell, getting the light from source to cell, which is amazing. She's got brand new, brand new classes that are starting up. So if you haven't checked it out, you can check out the link. We'll put that in the YouTube channel here below, so you can check out her program. Anyway, so Cathy was telling me a while back about this book she was reading about Lemurians, because her and I were both Lemurians in other lifetimes, although we were in the same lifetime together. We actually didn't necessarily meet or interact, but we were different races of Lemurians. She mentions this book that I read, and she mentions a part in it about how those people that were Lemurians who were very tall and big, at some point, sometimes during our ascension process as humans, will start manifesting the physical, the physical features of being Lemurian, meaning our size. Well, I can tell you honestly that I do not prefer to have gained 20 pounds since all this ascension stuff really started up in a big way. My ability to heal bigger and bigger things, and more efficiency, and reaching millions of people at the same time, that kind of thing, has grown as my girth has grown. And, the average healer will say, oh, well, you've got toxins, or you've got this or that, or some imbalance. But I keep getting that it's not really an imbalance, per se. And so finally I was like, what do I ask about this whole body type thing? So the other time, I'm in bed, and I decided to try to wrestle with this problem. So I finally came up with the words body shaping program, or body shaping blueprint, or morphic field. So do we have a body shaped morphic field that our cells and all systems of our physical body are now going off that blueprint to make the body? And I get a yes. So Cathy said she saw this in the book. And I asked, how tall was I when I was Lemurian? I was like 7.3 feet tall, and Cathy was 6 point something, feet tall as well. My girth was 40 inches. I'm not quite there yet, and I don't want to be. Thank you very much. So I thought, okay, so if my physical body is trying to, recreate me, the other version of me, and that's the dominant blueprint, it's pretty difficult in our current density to actually stretch me to 7.3 feet tall. That would be something, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'd go start playing basketball or something. Just kidding. I'm not very good at basketball. Well, I could be good at basketball if I worked at it, but I'm not that interested in playing basketball. And honestly, 7.3 foot figure skater, difficult, especially with a Paris partner. So, is it possible that my body's going this way to try to fit that blueprint rather than this way? And I was a man then too, or male. So I did ask. I asked, is there a dominant blueprint that's Lemurian versus human that my body is, as far as the body shape is going off of. And for me personally, I did get a yes. So maybe I'm biased. I don't know, about it. Maybe I'm too attached, but I did get a yes that the Lemurian blueprint was the one that's in the forefront, not the human one. And it was about 2.5 years to 3 years ago when the switch happened. So, and this was when, all this healing ability of, like, my Lemurian past was able to, like, do all this really cool stuff. So again, healing was born, etc., etc. So what I'm doing now, and I'm experimenting with this. I don't know if it'll help you or not. Maybe you can give me some insight if you had any insight on it or any answers from source. Is that what I'm asking is that the human blueprint now become dominant. I don't need to look like a Lemurian, okay? So the body shaping blueprint, I'm swapping them out. So putting the human blueprint back in so I can, be my former size. Why? Because it's a lot easier to skate, with 20 less pounds, and a lot easier for my dear skating partner to lift me. Yes, I love having that. It's really fun. So, and I'm allowed to have fun, just like you're allowed to have fun. So that's what I'm asking. So if you happen to be swelling a lot in the last 2 to 3 years related to ascension, see if you have any of the same issues. Like I said, I don't really know, whether I am fully, able to, because it's such a personal issue for me, able to test absolutely accurately, but I just thought I'd put it out there, see if anybody else has found this before about their body shape, following a certain morphic field that is non-human, or, a bigger one, and so maybe we can tweak that. We certainly will have the ability to tweak our body shapes very, very easily when we get to those higher dimensions, and we're more and more light, less and less density, so that is coming. But I thought I'd share that little bit with you and see if maybe you can help me out. Okay, so join Cathy and I on Monday, on February 12th at noon Eastern, for a show about chocolate and some energy healing. So call in with your energy healing questions. Cathy can do light waving and downloading some positive frequencies for us. It's always really fun having Cathy on the show. And again, just check out her program that recently launched. It is excellent. All right, until next time, lots of love, everyone. Bye for now.